All right. All right. Just say something once. That I know you're saying something.
Hello, hello.
All right. Perfect. That seems to be working.
Okay. So this is my Superflow. Um, I am just experimenting with this contract interval flow. Like I don't really use it, but I did turn it on to just see if it helps. Um, I also was experimenting with Brad's VIX screener, but I'm still flip flopping between the two. But okay, Periscope stuff. So today was is basically like the ideal Periscope day. So we can go back to the beginning of the day. All right, so going into the open, the this was like the setup of what today's expiration looked like, the gamma of today's expiration. So I think at the time we were trading like around here. So we were opening around here. So okay, so going to the open, we had some setup below us, right? We open and go down to this level, right? Which was you can see that there was like setup down here, right? So there was set up to pull the price down. At least that was my read on it going to the open. It was likely going to test these lower prices. And then in the first up, so this is the first Periscope update after we open, which is the first 10 minutes. We already went down and bounced all the way up here, right? That's the Periscope 10-minute window is showing this 10-minute window here. So where's price? Yeah, price is like around here. But there's setup getting moved from down here to up here. So that should be like your first hint. Um, Especially on a day like this where um, they were making it really clear that uh, they were moving from down here to up here as time was going on. So that you'll see in the next update exactly how strongly they were thinking about. So now on the next update, even when we're up here uh, at 689 at this level, they're stacking up here at this higher strike, right? Like they're hitting up 895, 90, 91, even all the way up here, right? And the other thing is they're not only are they starting to stack up here, they're they're chopping their positioning down here, right? So that's like the next hint of what the big money is thinking, because you gotta remember that the first like 30 minutes basically is when most of the volume for the whole day is getting put on, right? That's when the big institutions are putting on their trades. So so we basically come up here, get close to this bar, right? And one thing about positive gamma is like you should think of it like it's kind of like a magnet. So price likes going towards positive gamma, right? But as it approaches the positive gamma, market makers need to sell to stay neutral, right? Delta neutral. So as it gets closer to this, if there's not like a strong displacement over it, they're gonna start selling, right? So what happened when price started getting close to this level, right? They sold into it. It came down, and if you look at the chart, let me see if I can switch.
Wonce, are you using your entire superflow? Would you be able to make the
Just go to Periscope.
yeah, please, because that might be a little bit bigger, so I can
Yeah, yeah,
see I
yeah.
can when I record it, please. Thank you. I think he's taking a trade.
Me? I'm not.
I'm kidding. I'm messing. Normally, when you go silent, you're like, "Oh shit, I'm taking a trade."
Let me just Okay, that's why, because I switched screen. Yeah, is this better?
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. So basically, so in the update, we go up. The price is heading towards this positive gamma where a lot of positioning got moved, right? Like we were down here, and then in the update, they started moving from down here to up here, right? So that's like the first hint that price probably wants to go towards where everyone is positioning, right? Um, and I explained how positive gamma usually they're going to sell into it, at least for the retest, and then the price went down, retested, held. That should be another hint. So you see how it sold off, but then it stopped here, right? Right. You see this line. So that's the other thing that positive gamma likes to do. When prices starting to go towards it, it'll also slow down the selling, right? Because they're gonna buy as it gets closer to their positive gamma, right? And so this is like probably the first, from here to here. This is probably the first place it'll bounce, right? So you should try to keep that in mind when like if you were shorting from up here. Like I know some of us like doing that, right? It'll be like fading the pump, but this should be your first area where you think like this might bounce off of. Of course, if there's like strong selling pressure, it could just knife this, and then there's all this negative gamma down here to like just like down here to here, right? Basically, but today probably wasn't going to happen because most of the setup was just higher. So most of the setup higher means it'll probably head in that direction. So you're just looking for your entry, right? Like so here is a great place to go along, at least towards this. Toward you can we come down here, we hold here. You can look for 6,900 calls, right? They're probably mad cheap compared to up here, right? So you just target this. That should be like your first target, and the price is just like grinding its way up there, right? It's grinding its way up there. It gets to this level again, and then what happens? They sell it, right? They're selling into it, but price comes down. What happens? It stops at the next positive gamma, right? We'll just go with the updates.
Man,
Oh,
that flip is
also
giving me
these,
so much confirmation bias.
yeah, and also with these color changes, basically like orange or yellow means it went from positive to negative or negative to positive. It basically means it flipped, right? And then these purple bars means that it was like a significant addition to that strike, basically. So they get to here. The price is here, and they're still adding to this level up here, which is higher than where we are, right? Basically. So that's like another hint from Periscope, basically. And then we get up here, it sells off. What just happened here? Just like I guess it was the end of the day.
You got periscoped.
Yeah. All right, so it gets up here. The price moves up to the positive gamma. They sell it. Price comes down. It doesn't make it all the way to this positive. Well, actually, I guess it does. It's like down here. Um, it knifes. So you see how it was like a pretty significant knife, like down, because like when you have like these ranges of negative gamma, the price likes to move like really fast through it because people have to like chase to stay neutral. So like but it also works the same way on the way up. Like if this is like all clear skies, like negative gamma, like price can move up quickly too. So like you see how it moves down quick, it also moved up quick. It gets back over to this level, and now price is like we're almost like at the top, or like the price target, right? Basically that's where they wanted price to go since like the beginning of the day, basically, right? And we're like an hour and a half in. it, and it's just grinding, right? It's grinding. And the other thing is when the structure looks like this one bar is just like massive compared to all the other bars, right? Like price usually likes to just go there, and also not only go there, but also it has a hard time of getting away from it. Like the odds of it like knifing away from it are pretty low, like in my opinion, unless something happens, which can happen on any day, I guess. But the more likely scenario is that it's going to either come and stay near this strike, because that's where all the positioning is. So we just spend all day just chopping it up, chopping it up. But then, okay, you see we're here, right? We're 6905. But now, not only do we have this giant bar under us, they're starting to, they're like nibbling a little bit. They're like, oh, you know what? Maybe this is not high enough. Like maybe we should be aiming up here, like 1520. Like, so that should be another hint. And we're just grinding. We're grinding. But you see how every time we go, like price tries to move down, is having a super hard time breaking this level, right? Because uh, remember what we said, like when price is coming into it, they're buying, right? So they're basically slowing down the sells and buying as price comes to this level, right? At least on the most basic explanation of this. And so we just keep going through the day. Price is still holding. Oh, wait. We're moving up, but they're like going crazy up here. Even up here at 3-0, right? Like, dang. Also, they could be you see how they could be adding up here too. I'll go over the positions and after we go through the recap. But there's like some degens up here that are adding 650 positions, or even like 655 and up here. So we just keep going, we keep going. Price never breaks this level, like this massive support. It's basically acting as a massive support. Someone was getting some downside positioning here, which, yeah, something to keep in mind. Whenever you see, oh, maybe they know something. But basically, we just keep grinding. We keep grinding. But we're kind of moving up. Like the gamma is like moving up even higher. Like you remember when this was like this long and this was like this short? A lot of positioning is shifting from down at this level higher, right? So that should be like another hint, right? And then we just grind. We just grind. But and you slowly see the positioning change, right? Every 10 minutes, they're like, oh, this lower level is, and also look how little positioning is down here now, right? They basically have committed to this level up here, right? Like this is the range that we're going to be in today. And then you just see the shift. They're now they're not even thinking about down here. They're thinking up here. And they just keep going higher, and then you see even more positioning up here. That should be like another hint. Okay, well, and also another thing, you don't have to take every long up here, especially because like god damn, we just moved from here to up here, right? Like you don't have to long up here, but you should not be like thinking, oh, this is too high, I'm gonna go short. Like that's one thing that you should take away from this. Like the structure of the whole day, absolutely bullish, right? Like buyers are in control the whole day, and there's like no setup below. Like if we were gonna really knife, like they would they would set it up because they want to make money on the knife, right? Like they don't want to just be like chasing the price down. Like they want to have be in positions to take advantage of the sell. And we don't have any positioning down here. Like at most they're thinking like down here, right? Like at least price will probably pause on a down trend at this level at least. So like so are you really gonna short from here to like here, like here to here? That's the risk reward is like not great, right? Like you want to do like from here to here or something, right? So you just see it. You just see throughout the day. We're starting to get close to the close, right? I think this is like start of power hour. Prices. You're kind of just chilling here. You're kind of just chilling here. Every time price goes down to this level, it's getting bought. It's getting bought. And now we're getting to like the last like 30 minutes of the day. So now the really big positioning changes are coming. You see a lot of people are closing out of stuff, and now you just see you're basically so in my mind as we were going into the close, I was trying to pick between this strike and this strike for what to take, right? Because price is here. We're either gonna go down from here to here, or we're gonna go down up from here to here, right? I was kind of hesitating. I was late, so I missed this, right? I missed this. I said I was not in the longs. I was hesitating. I missed this. Um, but I got this to this, right? So, but let's go back to this. And then it's power or like the last 10 minutes, MOC giant Hulk dick from here to here. And on the way up, they're still targeting up here, right? Like they're just targeting up here from here. So even though the originally when we were like 10 minutes, we're like, it's gonna get to 3-0 maybe at best. But then they came in and went heavy, even heavier. And also you got to remember the thing about negative gamma too. Like you see how when price got to this giant bar of negative gamma, like once price was like moving upwards like strong, like they had to chase, and it just shot the price up to this level. And what the reason why I went short up here is like, okay, well they definitely want they're going to definitely sell into this because they want this giant bar of positive gamma. Like more than likely for me, I was thinking, okay, well they're gonna sell into it to get it back under, like, and probably target this, right? I think that's where we ended up closing at 32. So like probably sell this into this, and then where's And I don't really look at the positions that much. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I usually on the Greeks, I'm usually just I just look at gamma. I don't look at charm. I don't look at Vanna because personally, for me, I think that's like too. They're too abstract for me to really like. I understand the basic concepts of Vanna and charm, but I do not think that I can apply it in a way that is beneficial for me. So I just stick to what works for me. But on the positions chart, sometimes it's good to just see um, what market makers are positioned at. Like uh, so, this is like what the first 10 minutes of the day, right? And you're like damn, like market makers are long 15,000 calls at 6,900. Like I mean that's so basically when you switch the position, that's basically what's causing this right to show up because market makers are long. It's 15,000 calls. It's like hmm. And also like remember what I was saying about just the sheer size of it compared to everything else. Like the same thing applies here. Like damn, like this is like such an outsized position compared to everything. Well, there's this down here, but they're short puts, right? So they sold the puts, right? So this will this will expire worthless if as long as price is like above this, right? Like in an ideal scenario, this will expire worthless, right? All the puts that they sold to participants, and these will all be in the money. So like in your mind, you should be thinking, well, looking at these two positions, like they definitely want price above this, right? At the bare minimum, and ideally they want price above this. So like that's like another hint for the day, right? And you can kind of see it in the charts here, right? That like they don't want price to be below this, and they probably want price to be above this because like that's where they'll make the most money, right? And at the end of the day, like that's probably what they want to do, right? Yeah. And especially these like super outsized positions are like what I'm looking at because like this is a lot. Like 15,000 calls is like a lot. And 28,000 puts is a lot, right? Like they don't want 28,000 they don't want 28,000 puts that they sold to be in the money, right? Like they want this to like just expire worthless. Ideally. Like there are days where on Periscope where you'll see it like and the market makers will get ran over just because like price ran away like and they don't have any choice but to chase basically. So today was like super easy, well not easy but like super clear, like not confusing. So let's look at like a different like look at this day. Like this looks completely different, right? And Periscope will look completely different too. So this is the setup going into the open, right? Okay, so you see what I was saying? How today was very clear. Like the intention of price was very clear compared to like for example this day, which was what yesterday. What did yesterday look like? We just like we popped and we just sold all day, right? I think that's what happened. Um, and then I think we tried to come back and then we continued selling, right? Um, so let's just see what's going on throughout the day. Okay,
I just
so
want to chime in real quick, Wants, not to disagree or agree with anything in general. I'm gonna drop some links in the chat for a couple of questions that came in while you were talking, just about the general concepts behind
yeah,
Gamma
yeah,
and
yeah.
Periscope.
I'm
Yeah.
sure there's like Dan YouTube videos that would be good to go through.
Dan is a fucking genius, but
Yeah.
you're exactly right. That's what I'm sharing.
Yeah. Okay. So this is what? This is 10 minutes. This is the 10-minute period after we open, right? There's nothing like crazy. There's nothing crazy except this one, right? Well, so let's see what's going on here. It's 685. Oh, market makers are short a shitload of puts, right? So this is probably going to be one of those days where you can see that price can go against the market makers like in that moment. So price is moving down, price is moving down. If you're looking, you should be like trying to watch and see where the positioning is going, right? Like are we moving away from here like this area? Are we starting we're it looks like we're starting to aim down here, right? Like they're starting to position lower. So that should be like a hint. Like and we're
you
just we're
would
just
you
growing. We're just
sorry
growing.
would you say the white dots are like that are like shrinking and showing different places are also helping with the hints? I'm guessing, right?
No, so what the dots are doing is just showing you where the bar was the last 10 minutes. So on this bar that I'm pointing at right now, the bar grew from the last 10 minutes, but it didn't grow as much as 20 minutes ago or 30 minutes ago. Do you see the how there's like a 30-minute look back on this from the dots basically. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it makes sense. It shows
Yeah.
you
So
it
like
kind of shows you positioning, right? Like as it goes in the
yeah.
day. Okay.
So like for this 676, the bar 20 minutes ago was at this faded dot, right? But then 10 minutes ago it was here, and now the bar is even bigger, right? So that means and same with these, right? That means people are positioning as price is moving down, they're positioning even lower, right? And we just keep going. Like their price is like here, right? It's trying to they're, they're trying to bounce it. Remember what we were talking about earlier? How price wants to, or they're gonna buy into their like price going into their positive gamma, right? So like you see as price comes down to these levels, like it keeps getting bought, but then sellers are coming in and just like setting it lower, right? So this is this is where this is where they held, right? Basically, yesterday the price did dip below this a little bit, but it never got to like to this level, right? Ah, well, I don't think it shows. Oh, it does. It does show. That's even better. Sorry, Anthony, that was like perfect because it shows even better. So usually when I'm using Periscope, I'm only using this single zero data expirations. Some people in unusual whales, they like having either multiple days or like the whole week, like the whole week's worth of positioning. But for me personally, I just use the single 0 day. Um, Anthony, that was like so clutch because I'm pretty sure it's gonna look so much different. Yeah. So it looks much better. Okay, so this is the same thing though, but you see price is moving up. Price is moving up, right? But you notice how the price is up here at this level, but all the positioning is not all the positioning, but most of the positioning is below the price, right? It's like it's down here, it's here, 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 even all the way down here. So, and this is all while price is moving up. I think I remember this because I was shorting here. Because in my head, I was like, why is price moving up when everyone is positioned lower, right? So we get up to here at this up to this level, right? The the next price target should be like here if we're gonna make it there, right? Um, this is like the only logical price target for me, right? But for me, the more logical target would be anything down here, right? Because look how completely stacked it is. Like this compared to like all of this, right? That means like most of the money is positioned below where the price is. So you just see it. The price is moving down. It even the price moved down so strongly that it just knifed through this positive gamma, right? Like they were never able to like slow it down and bounce it, right? Like I mean, I guess like this little run up, they tried, but the sellers came in hard. They just knifed through this. And another thing is like remember how like we were talking about how like they buy when price is going into it, but they also sell going into it too, right? So now from going from here back up, they're gonna sell, or more likely they're gonna sell into it, right? Like when price bounces back up, it's like it's gonna need strong displacement to get through this now, right? It's gonna you usually you can think of it as like a resistance, like at least that's how I look at it. But price keeps going down, and there's definitely a lot of positioning down here now, right? Like price is already down to this level, and they're positioning down here, right? But you see how this is like starting to get outsized, right? This is getting outsized. That means this is like you should probably have this strike like on your mind. We still breach it, right? Like there was a couple attempts to hold this, right? Because like you know what we said about the positive gamma, like they're gonna try to buy as price goes into it. They're trying to hold it. They're trying to hold it. It gave out. Boom. And we just come lower, right? There's negative gamma here, and it goes. Where does it stop? It stops here, right? Well, a little bit past it, but you see how it's like it's holding pretty good, right? On multiple attempts lower. So it holds, and then eventually this holds and acts as support, and we start aiming higher, right? So another thing is like, okay, price is down here, right? And you see like this setup here still, right? Like you're like, oh, maybe it can go lower, and it can, of course, right? Like dips can keep dipping, rips can keep ripping, and there actually is setup. So like, remember yesterday's Periscope chart? Like there was like almost nothing below, right? So that means like the likelihood of it going down there is pretty low. But this one, they have setup down there, so like you have to keep that in mind. But price ends up holding at this level on multiple attempts, which is that should be like a pretty good sign. And then it pops up. We get to this level, right? And then you also now that we're getting to this level, what are you thinking? You're like your first thought should be like, well, this one, right? And then if it gets to here, maybe we could think about these levels, right? But basically, now price is using this as a support to go higher, and there's a lot of positioning here, right, at this strike now. So like this you got to think in your mind like this can be like a pretty good support level, right? And price tries to trade lower a couple times, but it doesn't even make it to this level again, right, for a while. So it's just, but also you see since you can see this whole day already, like you see this strike was obviously a level that was like super important on the day, because like look where price ends up coming back to at the end of the day, right? Or not at the end of the day, but like in the intraday. So there's like prices moving up here, prices moving up here. Like, oh, now we're looking at Periscope and we're like, oh crap, are we gonna go like all the way up to here? That could happen. Like I think like on my longs, like I was like, oh man, maybe we can make it all the way up there, but you know we just run out of steam. There's a lot of positioning up here, right? So when you're looking at it, you could be like, where's price? It's like here. So we're up to here. This is usually for me. I get kind of sketched out in this kind of setup, because price can go like or like straight down, right? Because like there's not a lot of like these like positive gamma pockets to like cushion a move, right? So it could go up fast, it could go down fast, and well, you see the chart, it just went down. It gets to the first positive gamma area, and you see this bounce, right? You see this bounce because like they're trying to slow it down. They're trying to slow it down, but even now, you see how like the positioning is moving from up here, right? Like it's like um I always like to say like they're giving up on 8-7 and 8-7-5, like they're giving up. And you see like these levels, like we're still up here, and they're still already prepping down here, right? Like here, they're prepping these levels already. Like that's where they think price is going to go, and they want to be prepared, they want to make money like when price heads in that direction, right? So you just look at it, price is just moving down, price is moving down. It's trying its best to hold these like positive levels, but like the sellers are coming in, and these bars are like not like massive. Like when we were looking at today's bar, like the bar was like this big, right? And and also look at this number, like it's like 1,700. The bar today was like 8,000. So like you got to think like how massive of a pull and target those bars were today. Yeah, so we just continue trading down. We're trading down. Prices now. You see how price tried to make a little move up, and then it hit this, and they sold into it. Right? They sold into it, came back down. It just. And remember what we said about the negative gamma? It's a good way to think about it is like it's fuel, right? So it'll give you the oomph to have them move, right? In both directions. Like it can be up this way and also this way. So it comes down, but it comes down all the way to the level that they were prepping, right? Like they've been prepping this since up here, right? Yeah, like since up here, they were already in the works. They were thinking about it. You see it. They're prep. Now I remember seeing this too, and I was like, ooh, this could get bad, because now this this like cushion is gone now, right? So now is kind of well, they're positioning differently now, right? And they positioned like lower, and they've removed this, right? So that should kind of give you a hint that like, oh, they're definitely looking down, right? And they're not like loading up here either, right? Like you got to do the combination of the two. They're good. They're aiming lower, and they're like saying they're giving up here, right? Like all these positions are getting smashed, right? And so it comes down to here. It holds, right? Like this ends up being like a strong level. I mean, 6,800 just psychologically is usually like a strong number. I don't know how much you want to read into that, but it ends up holding. And what do we do? We go through all this negative gamma, right? Again, it's nice fuel. It's fuel. And then they try they get up here, it fails. There's no like positive gamma like wall or ceiling up here, but sellers just came in and then they just knifed it back down. All this negative gamma. You see price tries to hold at this level. Price tries to hold at this level, but also you see this bar down here, like they're still adding to this. Like, okay, so like price is up here, right? Price is up here, and like they're like, oh, you know what? Like let's start working this. Look at that. Look at that. They're like price is up here at this level, and they're still like targeting this area. And there we go. Where they're still set up down here. They're still set up. Up here is like they gave up, right? So like they gave up here. Like this was here. It's like all the way down to like nothing basically. It makes one attempt to go up, hits this. You see how this was like a positive gamma ceiling, like right here, and look exactly where it reversed. It reversed right here. Like they were ready. Is all negative gamma short? Here, let's see. Okay, 6,800 right here. 6,800. They are short puts and short calls.
Yeah, yes. So, just real quick, I want to chime in just for the general context. If you watch those videos I post, I will copy paste that message, put it in the jungle, and pin it to the server as well. But to generally answer your question of if all negative gamma is shorts, gamma is a positive value for long positions and a negative value for short positions. It doesn't matter if it's puts or calls.
I already posted the links to live links and links, by the way, so it's all
Nice.
there. Yeah.
But to answer your question, yes, all negative gamma is shorts. All positive gamma is longs. But the general premise, based on kind of how Wonce trades it and by extraction, so do I. He's just better at it because he's not a pussy like I am. You kind of configure it as short calls, long calls, short puts, long puts. But generally, on the baseline, yes, negative gamma equals short contracts. It doesn't matter whether it's a call or a put.
And on the positions thing, like look, we had this bar so like up here at 6,800 or 6,850 like all day, right? And it's just been standing there. But then when you look into it, then market makers were short calls. So like they don't want price to be above this, right? Like in an ideal scenario for them, they want price to be down here, right? Like below this, because then this will expire out of the money, and that's like ideal for them, right? And look at where price like never got over. It's right here. Like I mean, it attempted it, but it instantly got wicked down, right? Like they definitely had the line in the sand right there, and then even on the way back up, boom, they just sell it off. But okay, so we're ending the day. It's up here. It bounces up to this level, and of course, rejection. Boom! It just knifes through all this negative gamma back. All of this negative gamma down, right? Like there's no. That's why it's like it's like strong because it's just all negative gamma. No place for a cushion. They just knife it. And we're down here. So okay, so one thing I will say about Periscope is that you have to realize that Periscope is like delayed by like 10 plus minutes, right? Because it's a 10-minute look back plus it has to get to you, which usually, in my opinion, or in my experience, it takes about 2 to 3 minutes. So you're looking at something that's like 13 minutes in the past, right? So like And on a fast move like this, you're not gonna be able to see the setup, right? Like we're gonna see it in this next update here, right? Like the setup looks like this right now, but in those 10 minutes they were loading, they positioned here, but like we wouldn't see that on Periscope until it's too late, right? On a fast move, right? Yeah, like on a slow move, maybe they'll position it and then it gets there, right? And we'll see it. But on a fast move, like where it just knifes all this negative gamma, like they already positioned here, but they did it in those 10 minutes where they were knifing it, right? And price gets to where they positioned, it tries to hold, right here, it tries to hold, go up, rejected, comes down, and look at where they bounced it, right? So they bounced it, or they knife it back lower below this to this level where they were prepped like the whole day. They knew this is like where they were gonna bounce it, and then they bounce it up, and look where it stalls out at the positive gamma that they had already set up, right? All right, so we can see that it goes down. It's heading down. It's heading down here, and this is like the biggest position, right? And then it comes down, hits this, bounces up towards this, and then it ends up closing like so. Whenever we do these like end of day lottos, this is kind of what we're looking at going into the close, right? Of course, the last 10 minutes is pretty crazy because they have MOC, and it's gonna change a lot of. It could drastically change where price goes, right? Like MOC, they sold. Where's right here? So MOC drops, they buy, it goes up like super hard, right? So that, like, when you're trying to do these SPX end of day lottos, you're kind of just trying to catch a wave from like here to here, because from here to here it could be like 800% in like 2 minutes, especially if it goes from out of the money into money, like it's pretty insane. What else is there? Yeah, I mean, I think those two days are a pretty good example, because like the one day was like super choppy, right? Like we're chopping, and but we're still moving from like the top of the range to the bottom of the range, like, you know, back up, down, and then you see like a day like this where it's like super trendy, right? And like you see all the positioning, why we ended up why we're trending, because all the positioning was like up here. So like it's hard for price to move away when all the money is up here, right? Let's maybe we could go over this day too. All right, so this looks pretty crazy too. I mean, I guess it's only like a 0.5% day, but it still like looks pretty good. So this is the setup going into the day. We're down here. This is like, oh, like why is all the setup is like above the price that we're at, right? Like at least going into the open. So like that should be like, oh, okay, maybe have that in mind, okay? And then we open, we're pumping through all this, right? We're pumping, buyers coming in hard, stalls here. This is the retest. This is like, okay, GRX and I, we talk about this a lot. Basically, like on the SoFortune liquidity model, like price wants to go to certain prices, basically, or like you should have targets in mind. So like this might have to be another day, like a non-Periscope day, but basically
No. Do both. You got it. What are you doing after this?
one of the price action things you got to think about is like as a breakout and then retest and then a like continuation, right? Like this day was like perfect for that, because I remember after the day was over, GRX and I we were talking about how today especially the open was like super clean. You see how price moves up, it retests, and then it just like it continues. Even if you don't do this one, you think about this one. Like this price breaks out, retests, and clearly holds, and then now it's distributing higher, right? So like that's just this is like one of the cleanest models that a lot of traders like to trade for sure. Yeah. Okay. And then so let's just look at this. So basically, Periscope, we were like, okay, dang, like price opens down here, but all the setup is like above the price of where we're opening. So we're just looking up, right? Basically. Yeah, like because there's like nothing down here, right? So like if there's nothing down here, like usually price is not going to go where money isn't, right? Like price is going to go where the money is. So we open, we're just chugging along. We have the first retest. We go from here to here. This holding should definitely be like oh dang, like I need to be thinking about going long, especially with the positioning. Like this positioning looks bullish, right? Like just because the price is like the positioning has like all the positioning above where we are, like the price. So you should be thinking about that, especially if this level is holding, because that means like this positioning down here is like probably it is acting as support, right? As the price goes into it. So then we just bounce, we keep going, we just keep going. Like it's just clean all day. We try to break out. We try to break out over. It fails, comes down, but it look where it ends up holding. This whole area is acting as support. Oh wait, I think this might be fucked up. I think we need to change the date. Yeah, this is it. This looks better. All right. So we're looking at like a whole totally different. So earlier we were talking about the gamma setup. It's gonna look super clean because it's like 5 days, like a whole week later, right? So now I remember this day on Periscope. This is what it looked like going to the open. The first 10 minutes, I remember that they opened a giant spread down here. I remember this day. So they opened this giant spread down here, and I was like, oh crap! Like almost every time they open a giant spread, like you should be aware of where they put it, right? So we're here. The giant spread is down here. Now we're thinking, okay, we might be bearish on the day, but we still have a lot of positioning above the price, right? Like we're here right now, but the biggest positioning is here. There's plenty of positioning above us, right? Even if there's this giant spread down here. Okay, so I remember this day because remember how we had that giant spread down there? Like once we got to here and we got the next update, someone opened up an even bigger spread up here, like a much bigger spread. And then that's when the mindset was like, okay, maybe we're not targeting here. We're targeting this thing. And where are we? We're here. Price is here. They're still setting up price higher than above their price higher than where we were, right? And we just trade down into the positive gamma. It holds, right? This level holds. They buy into it. We pop. We're targeting this level, right? We're here. We pop. We're targeting this level and then this level eventually, right? And we get here, we're up here, and now price is like here, right? It's like at this level, you're like, okay, they're still positioning up here, right? And also look at what they're doing down here, right? Like they're chopping it up. They're getting out of these positions down here, they're look how big this spread got up here. Like they're loading up huge. And what did we say about super outsized position like bars like on Periscope? Like price really likes to go to areas where the position is like super concentrated. So we're here. The price is just grinding. We're grinding. We're just hitting these levels. They're selling into it, so it's having a hard time popping further than or higher than this, right? Because it's all positive gamma right here. So every time price is getting up to this level, there's market makers are having to sell, right? So they're selling. But when price moves down to here, I guess, like this level holds. It doesn't. It ends up holding here, and all the setup at this point too. Like we're down here, but all the setup is still up here. And I remember seeing this spread like come off, and I was like, okay, well maybe they aren't gonna target like that high, like that. Maybe that's a little too high. Like maybe this is a more realistic goal right here, right? Because this was like not pie in the sky, but it's like really up there from especially from where it was put on, because it was put on from when price was down here. So we just go. The other thing about Periscope and especially these positionings, they like to, or the traders are closing them out, and then there's traders coming back in on those same positions. Like you'll see a lot of the times where prices let's see, the position was like huge, like here, right? And then they're just profit taking, and then they're just coming back in. They're just coming back in because they're expecting price to come and go in that direction still. So they got from here to here. So they're like, okay, well, let me profit take. That's probably what sent us down this way. And then they started loading up again because they're expecting price to end up in that direction. So they just load up again. And you notice on these type of trendy days, like there's nothing down here, right? Like you see like there's no positioning down here. I mean, there's like this, but like that's basically nothing. Like that's like a position like one of us is putting on, you know? Like all the money is up here in this direction, even though price is only at this level.
He's lying, by the way.
So
He's up there. He's lying.
He also has his dick out,
yeah,
which
so
is kind of weird, but I'm also into it.
Yeah, we're just grinding, right? Like price. Remember what I said about these giant positions? Like price has a really hard time getting away from here. You see how like even on the dips, like we're not like knifing like down here or something, you know? Like there's like selling, but it's not like it's having a hard time moving away from these positions because that's where the money's at. And we're just grinding. We're just grinding. There's now they're adding more up here. Down here is staying very bare, right? Also another thing to remember is like if we have like a Trump tweet and like, you know, it's like something horrific, like this could be like a because there's no setup, right? So there's gonna be like a lot of crazy chasing, but just keep that in mind in case you have an orange swan event. And we're just profit taking. There's profit taking. You see how price is moving down because like they're profit taking here. But then what happens? What causes us to pop up this way, right? Because every price is like heading towards this direction because like all the positioning is like getting set up there, right? That this is another thing about Periscope being a little bit late. Like sometimes you kind of have to be like have a little intuition to see this move, this pump coming, because you're like, okay, well, you're gonna see this update while price is like here on this candle, right? And you're like, okay, well, the positioning is still above the price, right? Like it's up here, it's up here, it's up here. There's not a lot of setup below, right? That's why I always talk about doesn't feel like there's a setup below. It'll look something like this. And then price just comes up, we're just pumping. Prices at this level, prices at this level. It's having a hard time just shooting up like earlier because now we're just in the positive gamma area. And we're just pumping, grinding, and then like in your mind, you should be like, damn, like this is like remember we were talking about earlier that big bar was like 1,000 something. This thing is 21,000, bro. Like you should keep that in mind. Like this is such a huge position. Like price is gonna have an absolutely hard time getting away from this. So like you just see the whole day, we're just grinding towards it. Also, another thing about these spreads, they don't always go in the money. Like they don't get all the way there to the whole spread. Sometimes they do, of course, don't get me wrong. But like a lot of like, would you consider like getting to here or here, like not basically getting there? Like when we started from down here, like if we're starting from down here and we get up to all the way to here, you're saying like you don't think these positions made a shitload of money? They're definitely up a lot. Like even from here to here, they made a lot of money. So like you got to think like sometimes you don't get to this all the way to the spread, right? Like that's why for me, like usually I'm profit taking like here or if we pop up even here, like I'm willing to miss this because like as you see in the rest of the day, this is what ends up happening. And we're just grinding. Price is here. Price holds this level, and then it just bounces back up. Keeps trying, and you just see it. You just see it throughout the whole day. Like price is not getting away from this area, right? Because this is where all the money is, and we're just chopping. Price gets to like here. It tries. There now this is like a ton of positive gamma overhead, right? So that you remember what we're saying, they're gonna sell as price goes into this area, right? So what they're just gonna sell, they're selling. The most likely scenario, they're selling. This is gonna be like a ceiling or top, and they're just selling. But even though they're selling from here, like you're not look at the setup, right? Like you're not expecting price to like come back down to the open or something, right? Like everyone is like positioned up here and like maybe here, right? So that's like another thing you should be thinking about when you see something like this and you're going for a fade. Okay, this was a nice fade, right? Like the price went into the positive gamma and then they just like knifed it lower with the negative gamma that was below it. But then it ended up finding a bottom and just shooting back up because it's negative gamma, right? Like it's fuel. It's all fuel. This was all fuel. It went down fast, it went up fast. And then it stalls. It stalls trying to get up to this positive gamma again. And then we end the day just selling off. Just like selling off right here, right? But we don't on this day we don't go like at the end of the day or something. Because there's all the setup is still in this area, right? This is what, like 30 minutes before close. And then you just see that all the setup is like concentrated in this area on these strikes, right? So like you got to think like, oh, price is probably going to end up somewhere in this range, right? And then it ends up closing at what, 76, which is below this, but it like this is basically it, right? Yeah. So this is like another day, and an example of like the spread showing up on Periscope. Like whenever a spread shows up on Periscope, I'm always like, oh, what's going on here? I know there's a couple more days that have something interesting show up. Here we go. All right, so this is going into the open, right? We're up here. Prices like up here, 9.5, like 9.5 ish, and going to the open, we're like, okay, well, most of the setup is like, well, they're positioned like a little bit below the opening price, right? Like that's maybe we're just gonna trade into this and bounce and use that as support and just like maybe we'll try higher. That should be like at least whenever I post this screenshot before we open, like that's like my thought process. I'm just like, oh, let's see what the positioning is going into the open. So what happens? Price opens up, it trades into this basically, right? Or like tries to trade into it, and they're buying as it gets closer, right? They buy as it gets closer to this, and this is pretty big, right? Like there's not a lot of positioning that's like this size, right? But then you see this, you're like, oh crap! Like what's going on there? So someone is we're price is here, right? We're up here, and someone opens up this right down here, and your first thought should be like, what is that? Like what are they thinking? And then so we just go through the day, right? Like we're like, okay, well you're gonna see it like the whole day, but you're like, oh, okay, well, oh look, someone's opening an upside spread up here, like maybe also just like compared to size, like this is not as confident as like this, right? This looks like a hedge to me, to be honest, when you compare it to this. But okay, well, someone opened an upside spread up here, and you just keep that in mind. You keep that in mind. You keep this in mind, and you keep this in mind because this is the most position, right? And we're just trading. We're trading. Like we're just you guys can see like why price tries to find a bottom or a top at these levels, right? You'll see it. Oh, and then we get to here, and I'm like, oh dang, this is getting smaller. This is getting smaller, and this level is holding, and someone opened up um a spread that's like more realistic, and they added to the super crazy one, right? And so you're like, oh, prices up here, and you're like, oh, maybe we're gonna head in this direction, right? And but you have to be thinking, okay, but why are we positioned like here, and there's this position down here, right? Okay, and then we just trade. You see the spread up here. You see the spread up here. You see this giant position down here. What ends up happening is we just trade towards it because this is where we're positioned, right? We trade into it. We trade into it. They're adding to this position like as we're going down, right? Like this is gonna be as we're trading down into it. Your first thought trading into it is like this is probably like the first area it could bounce, right? Because positive gamma, they're gonna buy as price comes into it, right? And what ends up happening? Their price comes into it, they're buying, and then we bounce off of it, right? It's huge too. It's not like a little bar. It's huge. So we bounce, and now this update, you're like, oh, okay, well, dang, we bounced like super huge off that 9.3, and they're closing out this downside spread, right? And they're adding to this upside spread. So you and when I saw this update, I was like, oh, okay, maybe we need to be bullish, right? Like prices up here. Maybe we're gonna go to this. Maybe we're gonna go to this realistic spread at least. Like we might not make it to this top spread, but maybe we'll get to this spread, right? What ends up happening is we're moving up, and remember how I said like we don't get to the spread all the time. Like we're moving up, boom, we just sell. and we're still keeping this in mind, right? Because there's positioning down here, right? What ends up happening is we don't get to the spread. The stuff up here, they're getting out of it, right? They're getting out of it. Where we sell through all this negative gamma, and it's like fast. It's fast. It's fast. Like they're gonna try to bounce it here, like in the next update, right? You see this positive gamma, they don't hold it, but you see this spread down here, and you're like, oh, they're back on, and also this 9-3, you're like, oh, they're definitely like, this is the most positioned spot, right? This is where everyone is positioned right now. And we just try to bounce to this level. It rejects. Look at where it rejects here. It tries, and it said no. And then so what's the most logical solution conclusion? It's probably gonna come down to this one, right? If it can't get over this one. And then it's just coming down, and where does it find a bottom? This level, right? Like, look, it goes through it a little bit, but it holds, and then comes back up. But you have to this whole time we're trading during this morning, like, you have to be thinking, like, on the back of your mind, like, what's going on here, right? Like, the spread down here, and it's still staying there, like, even though we're like moving up and down, it's their position down there. And then so we're moving up, you see like they're this support is like not as strong as it was before, right? But they are kind of positioning a little bit below it, so maybe this will act as like a support the next time price goes through. It tries, and then eventually it just cuts through this, right? But you see how, like, we're here in price, right? Look at the positioning, right? Look at the positioning. What does this tell you? Like, what's up here compared to what's down here? Like, price is this red line, right? Like, where are the positions at, right? Like, just think about just the bare minimum. Like, where do you think price wants to go if the setup up here looks like this and the setup down here looks like this, right? And so we just trade, we end up knifing, we're knifing down here, holds this level. Remember, we know why, right? Because, like, they have a little positioning here, right? They're buying as price goes into it, they're buying, and also these levels are kind of pulling it, right? So it holds here, comes up, and we'll probably see that there's like a positive gamma there, and it'll just reject, right? Like, I'm not sure. I can't tell if that is. I think it is positive, but in any case, it's coming up here.
You're right.
It's coming up here, and it is just rejecting, right? And what did we say about the setup, right? Like, let's just take a second to just look at it. Like, the price is at this red line, right? Well, it's not at this red line. That's the close. Price is, but it basically is, because price is like here, right? And all the setup up here looks like this, but all the setup down here looks like this, all right? So we're at least the easiest way to think about it is like, I want to be on the same, I want to be in the same direction as everyone else, right? Like, I don't need to try to outthink everyone. I'm just trying to catch the wave with everyone else, right? And so we just end up trading down there, right? You just see this position is like they were not kidding about it. We end up going down there, like, we knife down, and now price is getting really close to the spread, right? So when price gets to the spread, like, they probably don't want this to get breached, right? So now you got to be thinking, the first thought should be, okay, well, this is probably the real area to bounce. Like, I think if you go to the Friday thing, you'll see like that's where they like they were buying like crazy, and then we ended up having like a huge reversal, right? Because they don't want price to go below this, so they end up buying as price gets close, and then they start closing this out because they probably made $1 bajillion from here to here. So like, there's no point holding on to this, right? Like, there's only risk, right? And then they just close out. We bounce. Look at the setup. Look at the setup. Where price is like here, right? Price is here. If we're not gonna come back to this, where are we thinking is gonna go, right? Probably here, right? Or here or here. This is probably like a more likely scenario, right? We already tested this level, and buyers came in, especially on the retest. Like, we bounced off of it, we retest, and clearly buyers were like, oh, we're buying this. And so we just go higher. And now you're thinking, okay, what does the setup look like, right? It still looks like this 693 is like the most likely place where price is going to be, right? Because from the setup, this is probably, to the upside, this is probably your target, right? 695 from when price is here, and you're like, okay, maybe we can get to up here, and we have negative gamma to get us there, right? So what ends up happening is price does get up there. But like, even as we're up here, you're looking at this setup, and you're like, okay, what are we thinking here? They're mostly below us, right? Like at this level here, and there's a little bit higher, but we rejected off this level repeatedly, right? So it ends up price is going into this positive gamma, and then prices they're selling, right? They're selling, and we're heading towards this giant bar, right? Like, this is where you have to think, like, where are people set up? They're set up here, right? Not really up here. Maybe down here if like the soup. I mean, honestly, I think like from here to here, even on that move, these positions still made money, but like the bulk of the positioning is at this level, right? So you're thinking, okay, well, everyone is sitting down here. Price is probably going to head in that direction more than likely. And what ends up happening? It tries one more time to get over this. They say hell no. It comes back down, and they sell into this, and it heads towards this, right? It heads towards this, and then as price is coming down, you're like, oh, okay, like, the price is moving down, and you're like, oh, maybe we do end up back here. Like, this would be like the next logical step, right? Like, from here, maybe they're gonna send us back down to here, but you still got to think like, oh, this thing is like sitting right here, right? So maybe this is like not this could happen. Yeah, and you should keep that in mind. You keep that in mind. But like, the most likely scenario is we stick around this thing, right? That's the most likely scenario, right? So you just see price come down, it makes it to this, and what happens? They're buying as price comes into it, right? They're buying as price comes into it, and we bounce. And and price is down here, but when you're looking at the setup, your two choices are this bar or this bar, right? Like, the most likely scenario is we're going to go to either 6930 or 6885, right? And in my opinion, like, you saw them hold this, right? So the more likely scenario to me is, not only is this bar bigger, like they held, right? They held this low. This is probably the place you should be targeting, 693. and then it ends up just growing, right? So they're setting up here too. Like you see how this is getting big, right? And but at the same time, they're also setting up here, right? So and this is like basically they gave up on that, right? Like whenever I say like they're giving up on the setup, this is what I mean when they're giving up on the setup. This is and there's only like 20 minutes till the end of the session, so that now you're thinking in your head like, oh, probably the most likely scenario is 6930 or 6950, right? Going with this last setup, right? And then what ends up happening is it bounces off of 6930, and then it goes through all this negative gamma, which means it's gonna just like rocket ship, right? And this type of setup is like the best type of setup for end of day lottos, basically, right? Because like we're sitting on this giant thing and there's a target above us, right? It could get there and go if a 6950 call with 10 minutes left. This thing was probably like 30 cents or something, and it probably ended up like $7 or something at one point. Something crazy. I'm sure someone could look it up, but like when price was here, this thing up here was 20 points out of the money, so it was probably like dirt cheap. And it ended up going in the money for a brief moment before they sold it down, right? And then the same scenario about the negative gamma, right? It was fuel on the way up, it was fuel on the way down. So like you would have to have sold like super fast if you're in those situations for those lottos. And yeah, and then it ended up closing like a little bit. It bounced off this, and it ended up closing like here in this range, right?
Hey,
But yeah,
quick thing. DZ was
yeah,
asking, like, I don't know how long it would take you to explain it, but like, if it's not too much, if you want to give like a quick, like maybe like 5 minutes of like SoFBot using SoFBot, and I think Periscope. Is there like any like coincidence between the two, or like conflict between the two when you're using?
okay, so SoFBot uses like a formula of open interest with gamma change, right? So it kind of the reason why we love it so much is you can kind of use the two of them together, right?
Well, so I guess my question, like based on what he was saying and what you're answering now, is your SoFBot or your penis that you call a tool?
The tool.
Is that a combination? And this there's a little bit of businessman in this question as well, because I want to know how we can make shit better at Unusual Whales. But is it a combination of open interest gamma exposure with intraday gamma exposure, because they are different, and Unusual Whales does have both? And if combining them would be helpful, I'm going to pitch that shit immediately.
I think it is because once I mentioned it in the Periscope channel, there's another guy in there that also
Dan?
No, just like another user. He started
Gotcha.
using the same idea because he figured out, oh, it's like a combination of open interest and gamma exposure.
Would you be willing to test something for me just generically using Superflow?
Yeah, what's up?
Could you combine just the generic version of our gamma exposure page with Periscope on Superflow? I don't even know if it's addable yet. I might have to put a ticket to add it, because the old gamma exposure we had was entirely open interest based, and I pushed and bitched and moaned for them to add intraday gamma exposure, and they finally did with Periscope. And if that tool is a combination between the two, we can just do that for you guys.
It just is all it looks like, and then in the middle of the day, it'll have like strike. Basically, so you see like this giant range of strikes, right? And then there'll be a strike that's dark red or dark green, and price just goes to dark red or dark green.
Like, okay, that legitimately looks like a combination. I'm gonna message Dan right now about this and see if we can create a ticket to combine the two tools. Yeah. I'm just looking at this picture you have up, and it does look like a combination of open interest gamma and intraday gamma, and that's kind of fucking fire. Like
Yeah,
that's
and
cool. If that's
it's
what it is, we can
it's
just
so
make
simple
that for
too,
you
because like
guys.
all you're doing is you're just like all you're doing is just waiting for somebody with way more money and brains than you to pick a strike, and
So everybody got it.
yeah, so you're just like, okay, I'm here for the ride. That's literally all it is. Like you're just like, okay, well, it's almost like flow, basically. You're
This
just
is a little
okay,
bit of a sus suggestion, and
yeah,
only like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 people will see it, and I can just bully Jay-Z into cutting this question out. Would you be willing to jump on a call with me, like at any random time with me and Dan from our team to discuss that tool? Because I genuinely think with the data we have at Unusual Whales, we can just build that, and you could stop fucking using another tool. You can just double down
yeah.
with what we got.
Well,
It should be
I'm
possible
gonna
based on
tell
what I
Open
think is
that
going on. And
he's
if
the
what
one
I
who,
think is going on is true, we can just build that for you.
yeah. Well, you're gonna have to talk to So Fortune about it because he's the one who has the formula and it's his tool. So,
Yeah,
like,
fair enough, fair
all
enough.
I do is
It,
I
it
just look
wouldn't
at
be
it.
like the company would be willing to buy it thing, but if that's how it's structured, we can just make that.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna have
I
to
want
talk to
to. I
him.
want to step on his feet as a non-business homie. I don't give a fuck. Like I want people to make their bag, and I don't want to step on feet. But from a business point of view, based on what I know about the data we have, what it costs, and our access to it, and what our development team can do, if his tool is what I think it is, we can just build it.
But
But
on
I
the
don't
flip
want to
side,
hurt the
I
homie. So
wonder, I
Fortune's a dude.
wonder, I wonder if a large amount of people start doing this strategy, like if it would. I mean, I'm sure like we don't have enough money to like affect the markets like for real. But like
No.
I wonder like
Well, Jay-Z does. Look at those out of the money shits he
What
buys.
the fuck?
Drives up the
What?
fucking implied volatility by 60% with one
Stop.
order. This motherfucker.
I don't know what you're talking
But
about.
no, I see what you're saying. I'll ping him later and see if that's something we can discuss. Because if we can just give
okay.
it to people, dude, that'd be great.
But yeah, that was my Periscope talk. I guess I don't think I feel like we could go over more days, but it's basically like the same thing. Like you guys, I think most of you guys have like the general idea of like the thought process I have of like what I'm looking for, what I'm looking at, what I'm thinking when I see something. It's really not like super like I forgot who I was telling the other day, but basically like I think the most successful traders that are like um, non-professional traders are they're not people who try to like outthink the market. Like the ones that are the most successful are the ones who they're just trying to ride the wave and manage risk when they're wrong. So basically like those are the traders that I think do the best. And I genuinely believe that. Like you're basically just trying to catch the wave of people with more money, more manpower, more smarts, more tools, more everything. You're just trying to get a hint and you're just trying to ride the wave. Like that's like the best way to do it. And in the end, that's
Does
literally what
So
flow
Fortune
is,
sell
right?
that as like a service, or does he just like
No,
use it?
he gives it to everybody. I don't think he cares.
Yeah, just ping him.
I'll
Just
ping him.
ping him.
I'm
Yeah.
not going to suggest anything to the company itself, but I want to
Yeah.
look at it for
Yeah,
my
just
own
ping him. I
purposes.
think he'll be fine. I think he
I'll
might be
ping
better.
him. He said yes like a couple days ago, but I never followed up.
Yeah.
I just want to see what it's like and compare the two because I think I know what it is with my
Yeah.
mongoloid brain.
I think it's not something complicated because there's a guy in Open Unusual Whales that also
Dan.
he's starting to call out the same strikes as me whenever I mention it. So I think he has like the same idea.
That might be my fake account just copying your
Is that
plays.
Puget guy?
Nah, that guy.
His
I
pin
feel
was
like
pretty fucking close,
dude,
bro.
he was a
It was
genius. Bro.
close.
Shit, like
He got
he
so
posted that shit
close
3
with
hours
that.
ago, or 4 hours ago. Like,
Yeah.
and we were nowhere near 25.
And the
250.
gamma buildup didn't match it either, and bro called that shit. He got within
Yeah,
5 points of that 4 hours prior.
of course, we ended up like overshooting it like a
Yeah, it was like
bajillion
it was
more, but like
68 or sorry 69-32, I think was the actual close, something like that.
yeah, but I
But
mean
that's
the
fucking
peak
close,
was
dude.
even better. Like I think it was like 655 or something. You'll
And what's
have to
cool
talk.
is the gamma changed to reflect
We'll
him calling that. That was crazy to me.
but that's another thing on So Fortune. Like it said like I think GRX posted it. He's like, hey, SoFBot has 5-0, and we were like nowhere near 5-0, and then we ended up going to like 6-5, like shooting up. Where did we end up going? Let me find it. Yeah, like what GRX is saying. We basically GRX and I were looking at SoFBot this morning, and we're like, how come they're buying 691? I forget where we were. We were in the 800s. We're like, they're buying 691, like super heavy. But of course, at the same time, Periscope had the 6900 like giant position. So like, with the combination of the two, you should be thinking in your head like, oh well, that's probably where we're going. Like, with the 1+1, you think we're gonna go end up there. So now your task is trying to find a good entry targeting that direction, right? Yeah, let me try to find it.
You guys do God's work, by the way, in that channel. Like, it's insane. Sure, everybody agrees with me on that.
Let me try to find it. All right, at 7 minutes left in the 7 minutes left in the session, I said I'm sure, and GRX says careful 5-0 on SoFBot basically. And where was that? Well, I can't find it. In any case, we ended up popping, and then dropping, of course. Let me see.
Nick, I'm not gonna edit that portion out, by the way. I'm too lazy for that shit.
Give a fuck. You can leave this in too. I'll say some shit and not care.
Yeah. If you guys have any like specific questions, we could do like a Q&A or something.
Yeah, if anybody has any questions, please pop them. I think, for me at least, I think just watching your first bit of your stream, dude, like actually made a lot of sense. Like a lot of it made a lot of sense. I feel like for me at least, like coming from like a 5-year-old perspective, So you explained it really well. He thought,
Yeah. Okay, so let me just switch to
yeah. What
off
is
of,
this NDOG NDX?
yeah.
Like,
all right, you guys see my chart, right?
yeah. We can see it.
Okay. So this is like usually the chart that I'm looking at. I usually have like a couple different what's it called time scales, because sometimes you can see things better on certain time frames, right? Because like if you're in 1 minute, you're like, oh snap, we're going up and down, up and down, up and down, right? But then when you zoom out, when you zoom out, you're actually like, oh, we are going up and down. In these 5-minute candles, we are going up and down, but like look at what's happening during the day, right? Yeah. Um, Okay, so NDOG and NUWOG or NWOG. I have actually been testing them for like a couple weeks now. It's pretty crazy. Basically, new NWOG is new weekly opening gap, right? So that means it doesn't show up on the week. Basically, okay, so you can see it here. Basically, it the the new the new weekly opening gap is when the week opens and it creates a gap, right? Like either up and down, or like that means like price. Yeah, exactly. Um, Friday settlement to Sunday's open price. So usually, um, you know how like people talk about gap fills, right? Like price wants to price they don't like leaving open gaps, right? Like the price usually wants to go fill those gaps and test those prices, right? So it's basically just that kind of theory. Like you if there's a gap there, like it's a place where a lot of there's a lot of draw. Like price will want to go in that direction. This is our gap right here. Like here. Let me make it a little easier. Okay, so this giant purple bar is the gap we made from Friday close to Sunday open, right? And look at where price ended up, right? Like we went all the way up here, and what happened? We still ended up testing this gap, right? We went all the way down here, but the price still ended up testing this new weekly opening gap, right? And then yesterday, of course, like we went way down here, and we never got back up to this gap, right? But look at today, price went all the way down here, and where did we close? Right in this purple box. Crazy stuff, right? Like, so it's just these levels are just like places you should just have in mind or on your chart or something like that, because that's the price likes going there for some reason. Like I maybe GRX has like a better reasoning why, but like price ends up going there. And then for the new dog, it's this. It's basically the price between the previous day close and the open of futures on the next day, basically, right? So, oh my god, this is so painful to go back and look at this. Okay, so basically, this is yesterday, right? Over here, and this is the close. This is when Amazon reported, and then everyone was like, "Ah, get me out!" And so um, price was just coming down, coming down. This is where price closed on what's it called yesterday, right? And then this is where price opened on futures, which is you know an hour or 2 hours, 1 hour after close. I think it's 1 hour. And it created this new dog that we're always talking about, new dog, right? So price opens, comes down, it just like sells off, right? But what ends up happening, right? Price bounces, and where is it going? Where is it going? Oh, Snap! It went to new dog, and then of course, what happens when it hits new dog? There's a reaction, right? Either we pop up or they're like sellers come in and it comes down, and then it finds a bottom again, right? And then it this time it's like it's going through. It goes through new dog. Also, by the way, me and GRX we longed right here at this bottom part, but I got out here when if I had held it, I could have got out up there. I could have got out up here, or even here, or here, or here, or here, because that's why I was saying this was painful. But basically price went down, and look at how price reacted too. Like it went up, it reacted to new dog, came down, shot up through new dog, and then it came back. And look where price ended up bouncing. Right, it's crazy, right? Look at this. That's like to the tick, right? Like that's actually insane, right? Like there's something about this that because why would it bounce here to the exact tick, right? There's something down here. Yeah, exactly. So then it went through, came back down. Now it's using it as support to go higher. What ended up happening was pretty insane though. I don't know how many days we're gonna get like this, but it basically went back up all the way to yesterday's almost to yesterday's high, and then we ended up taking it out during the trading session. But we went from 24, 20, 23 to all the way up here, and you see how it came to new dog, and then they bought it immediately, and it never looked back, right? I'm trying to see if there's old. I do not think I have the old ones.
You guys can keep posting more questions if you guys do have any questions, by the way. But
There's one right here. So this one is this is the new dog from the day before yesterday, right? And look at it. Price opens, it comes down, trades back into it, comes down, trades back into it, and this time it's the reverse of yesterday, or the reverse of last night, right? They got offered this price, and they sold into it, right? So now we ended up selling off of the previous day new dog, right? And then boom, we're just going down. If you look at it, it's like the complete opposite scenario of this new dog reaction, right? But this is it's a place where price likes to test, react. That's an easy way of thinking about it. And you don't have to trade off of it, but you should have it. Exactly. Look at where we ended up. Look at where we closed. That's a great example, a great thing to point out from GRX. This is a 2%, more than a 2% move. From here to here to here, that's crazy, right? But look at where we are. This is an absolutely monster move down and a monster move up, but at the end of the day, look at where we ended up. We're back in this box that I had drawn up from yesterday, or the day before yesterday. Same thing up here. You can see all these new dogs and new wogs. So this orange line right here, this one is just super simple. Let me just break it down. This line right here, All I did was I just went to the weekly and I just looked left. I just looked left and I was like, oh, they should probably price when price came down to this level, like you see on this bar, these bars, like there were a lot of buyers here. So all I did was it was not like some complicated like mathematical like indicator or anything like that. I just looked left to the price and I was just like, okay, well, there's gonna be buyers here. Look how strong these wicks are here. Like boom, 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 boom. And then look at what ended up happening. Did I think that it was going to go from this orange line all the way up to here? No, but I thought I felt like there was a good chance that there's going to be buyers in this area, right? And like simple is best sometimes, right? Like there's buyers here. And then the second orange line was just like, oh, maybe it could get down to even to like this level, right? I just put that second. The first line is the one that I was more interested in. The second one was like, oh dang, like if we're really selling, maybe we get down here. And then all this stuff like pretty self-explanatory, I think. Like um I use this little green cloud thing is called Ripster's EMA clouds. It's just a way of visualizing the moving average, right? Um, I I sometimes trade off of it, but sometimes the biggest reason why I use it though is you can just see just at a straight glance like what the trend is, right? Like look at this. Like what does this tell you, right? Like it's a giant red cloud. You should probably be bearish, right? Like that should tell you, right? Like simple. You don't have to think about it. You just look at it. You at a glance. You're like, okay, well, I should probably. This is a super bearish structure. Look at this. It's just super bearish. They tried a little bit, like right here. Like it almost flipped from bearish to not, but then like boom, they just kept it. They just kept it. You should stay bearish because the structure is saying one thing. This is not like a choppy situation. This is like a straight bear. And the thing is, like, you just need to look at your entries basically. Like, are you? That's if you're trying to trade it. The entry is going to be really important because if you short it here versus shorting it up here, like, it's a big difference, right? Or if and and the other thing is like with this EMA cloud is price likes to move back to price likes to mean revert, right? Like so um it usually ends up trading back into these moving averages, right? Like price like today, for example, like price might like be so strong that it takes a long time for the moving averages to catch up, right? And this today is like definitely an example of that. But like even when we got up to here, like the reason why I was shorting up here is like, oh well, this looks like this looks pretty toppy. Like it could definitely if it rolls over, this is gonna be like the most juicy rollover, right? Even though most of the positioning was like up here, like I was like, I could definitely scalp from here to here or here to here. Like that's still profitable to me, right? Or here to here to here, stuff like that. But then but when you see price like come into this moving average and just like immediately bounce up, like especially like this candle, this candle right here is the candle we should have been adding all our longs on, to be honest. Like this first one, like anything can happen, right? Like boom, it goes up, it could come down, like we don't see this yet, right? So like what if it's just going down to PDL, right? Previous day low. If it's bearish, like it could keep going there, but it bounces, and that first, this is a good sign, right? This is a really good sign that it just immediately bounced. It swept lower, it swept us low, bounced higher, engulfed this candle for sure. So that means like buyers are like coming in hot. It comes up, and then now it's like testing, and then this candle down. This is like GRX and I always talk about this all the time. Like when they're distributing like higher or lower, there's always an entry on the retest. Like they never just, I mean, not never, but usually there's a retest. Like they don't just like pop it like straight moonshot. Like so here it goes up, and this candle is when we're, especially because SoFBot already was saying 691. Like it was saying 691 on this candle, but think about how much better this entry was, and it was still saying 691 up here. And I think at the time price was, let me just go to the, yeah. So this is where our entry should have been, basically, right? On this retest. It SoFBot was saying 691, but we're at like 6 in the 800s, right? So like that, no matter what, if we end up being right and SoFBot is right, we're gonna end up somewhere up here, right? This is only 6,900, so like actually it was probably aiming for up here, but the price was here. It had the retest, and this was our opportunity to get a GC SoFBot like miracle 3,000% or intraday thing. But I think most of us who did go long, we ended up cutting it like here or something. We did not believe in our Lord and Savior SoFBot all the way to the top. I mean, imagine if we entered here and we exited up here somewhere. That would have been like a bajillion%. Also, okay, let's see. I mean, I'm sure most of you already use VWAP of some sort. I use VWAP. SoFBot and GRX, and a lot of traders like to use previous day highs, previous day's lows as places, the withdrawals of liquidity, basically, like where price likes to go. They want to take out liquidity in those areas usually. So like in this one, on today, when we opened, our, just without anything happening, like your first idea should be, okay, are we going to go to PDH or PDL? Like those are probably the first two targets that you should be thinking of. So we open, we just immediately go straight into we go straight into previous day high. We like shoot past it, and then we test lower, but we still hold this previous day high. If this is like one of the most basic, yes, well, but I also have like a regular thing, Brad. But so it comes up, it comes down, and it holds the previous day high. Most people, or like a lot of traders, they think they consider like that one of like it's like a super bullish sign. If price goes up, it retests previous day high, because that means price is probably gonna, they want price to, or buyers are willing to pay more than what yesterday was, which is, what makes things go up, which is bullish, right? Like they were willing, they're saying they would still buy up here even though price was like down here yesterday, right? And we never went this way. They took out all this liquidity from the downside by buying it up. All the shorts on the way down, they're cooked because we just went back up to the other side of liquidity. And that's like something to just keep in mind. Like price likes to go from one side of liquidity to the other because that's where the money is made, right? Especially for the big players, they want the best price for themselves, and also they're hunting liquidity. So this O and H thing here is just over not high. It's like simple. That means like that's where the price was like in the overnight sessions like Asia, London, etc. This is the low. Those are also places price likes to go. But yeah, basically that's it. If you have any more questions, like I think that just about covers it. Oh, this is a 30-minute high, 30-minute low. I think most people already know about the opening range break idea. Yeah. I just think it's cute. But yeah, hopefully that covers most of the stuff. If you have any more questions, um, this is just how I've been scalping. I don't think I'm like some super talented trader or anything. I just try to get a hint of what the really talented, smart people, rich people are doing, and I'm just trying to ride the wave with them. Like, and I'll always say that. Like, I think that's the best way to do it. And like, if you really think about it, what do you think finding flow is? You're literally just trying to ride the wave with somebody that you think is smarter, richer than you. But yeah, I think that's it. I guess we can just wrap it up if there's no more questions.
I think that's it. Anthony's typing something, but it might be a smart comment. I don't know. It's Anthony, so um, but much appreciated, man. That's you gave us like a full 2 hour session of everything. Um, that's awesome. Everybody appreciate it. I will definitely. I think I did record it. So hopefully, the recording did work out. So
Okay. I
it,
hope I didn't like ramble too much in the video though,
no,
because
no, you're good.
I'm pretty sure it's like super long.
Yeah, it's fine though. People are gonna watch it. That's if people want to get information, they can watch it, and I'll watch it again. I watch all like anything that somebody does. I watch it over and over again. Like even unusual Wells flow videos. Every month, I'll watch every single one of them at least once. So, but
Alright.
yeah, thank you, man. I really do really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, of course. I hope it was helpful and useful,
It
and
definitely was.
I hope everyone just keeps making that bread. Like
Yep,
that's the whole goal, right? I genuinely wish nothing but the best for everybody,
yep,
and we just keep stacking that bread.
100%. Appreciate you, man. Thank you.